Hi and welcome in the fourth video in the Pinterest class series. And I already spoke about getting started with Pinterest, what is Pinterest, why you should use Pinterest. So now we are getting into more technical stuff, like how does it actually work. So the first thing I want to describe is explain you the basics of the site. So first thing is the Pinterest feed. You actually have two feeds. First is the smart feed. So when you open Pinterest, you're gonna see some stuff. This stuff is like three types of things. People that you follow, when they save something, this content is gonna show up, some of it. So just like on other platforms. Trending content, so if it's Christmas, if it's Thanksgiving, New Year's, Mother's Day, you're gonna see more of this content as well. And then the third thing are the ads. So Pinterest ads, that's how Pinterest makes money. That's so the free chunks of what you're gonna see in the feed. Obviously, if your content's like Christmas related and it's Christmas, instead of getting 1/3 of the feed with your content, you're getting 2/3 of your content. In my case, I actually have a lot of Christmas content on my allthestufficareabout.com blog, and during like November, December, my traffic doubles. So instead of getting 30,000 people on my site, I'm getting around 60,000 people on my site, which is great, right? And also, instead of having people as a person see like 2 pieces of content when they're scrolling, they see 4 pieces of content, because that's how it works. And that's how my reach goes to 60 million, which is insane. 2 million people per day sees my pins. So yeah, Pinterest feed, the smart thing, and then you have following feed. In the following feed, you're just getting the following and ads. So you're not getting the trending. That's basically it. How algorithm works, I think this is the most important thing to know. So basically every algorithm on every channel would work similarly. If your content's engaging, if it makes people share it, if it makes people comment on it, if it makes people click the heart button or any other button that's not like, it obviously more points, like has a little bit less because it's easy, right? Whether you put like or love, it means basically if you put love, it means you like it a little bit more, right? So all of that makes for, additional points, and it tells the algorithm, wow, people engage with it. It means, let's show it to more people, right? Because when people engage with something, it means it's interesting, right? So obviously at first, Pinterest is gone, and when you're like putting new content, right, you need to have a little bit of followers. So don't start putting your content when you don't have followers. It's not gonna make sense. You're gonna get 0 impressions, 0 clicks, and your content's like meant to die. So don't do it. So you need to build your account. You need to have it properly set up. But basically, with the algorithm, first it's gonna show the piece of content to a snapshot of your audience, and TikTok does the same thing and other platforms too, right? It shows to a snapshot. If they start engaging with it, it means, okay, it feels like it's a good content, let's show it to bigger audience. If this bigger audience starts engaging with it, show it to bigger, and it can go viral, right? But if your content's not engaging, if your content's like blah, obviously you're not gonna get a lot of impressions and a lot of clicks and a lot of saves and a lot of comments, engagement, etc, right? So for example, when you're creating a pin and you're in, like, let's say you're a travel blogger and you've been in Paris, and you can write an article and have a headline called 50 things to see in Paris, or like, no, let's do 5 things to do in Paris, like boring, right? Or you can do 50 things you cannot miss during your Paris trip, right? First of all, it's like more stuff, so it's like makes sense to check it out, because the 5 things is probably gonna be the Eiffel Tower, like the easy thing that everyone knows of. Like, it's not gonna be something new. Like, it's just a boring title. But when you're saying 50 things, like, there's definitely gonna be something that I didn't know about, and the title said you didn't know about, right? So it actually confirms that some of the stuff probably you don't even know about, it's actually worth it. So if you're making a trip, you're probably not gonna be there like, every weekend, but probably 1 or twice in your lifetime. It's best to see as much as possible, right? The stuff that's actually worth seeing. So the title make complete different sense, right? Whether people are gonna click on it or not. Second of all, like the colors, right? So when people are scrolling, like they put like what to see in Paris, like that's what they're gonna put. They're not gonna put like the 50 things you didn't know about in Paris. Like, they're not gonna put it. So like for the keywords, you use the keywords they're gonna use, but for the headline, you use completely different, right? The headlines is one thing, the SEO optimization is the second thing. But then they're gonna see pins, right? And imagine that like all the pins are yellow. For some reason, everything is yellow. So like people look at it and it's like nothing like stands out. And then you come, you do the search, you see what's popping up in the feed, and you're like, oh wow, everything is yellow. Let's do green. Like momentarily, like it's gonna grab people's attention to your pin, right? So then first is to grab their attention. Second, they're gonna read the title. So if you have the 5 things to see or 50 things you cannot miss when you are in Paris, obviously it's gonna be more triggering for them to click on the 50 things. And even if they're not having time to read it right now because like, oh, 50, it's gonna be a long article, let me save it. Like they're still doing action, right? And when they save it, momentarily their audience in their smart and following feed are gonna pop up your feed, your pin, right? So if their friends are like travel freaks as well, they're gonna see it. And then the third thing, the most important thing, because usually people are like, oh, your pins have to be so beautiful. It doesn't like matter whether they're beautiful or not. Like the first thing is it have to pop up in the feed. Like, so this is all about having a properly set up account, right? Because don't matter how it looks, if it doesn't pop up in the feed, like under the search words, doesn't matter how good it looks, doesn't matter what the headline says, because no one's ever gonna see it. So you can put as many pins as you want, and I think there's like 480 billion pins on Pinterest. So good luck competing with people who could have even better looking pins. The main thing that you should focus on is having it properly set up. And 99% people like skip it. They just like put content and just hope for the best. And usually don't work. And that's why people like stop using Pinterest, because they just don't know how it works. And it's better to figure it out, all right? And so first, your content have to show up in search results. Second, the colors, so it grabs attention. Once it grabs attention, then it's gonna be the headline. And then make sure that on the page, you're actually giving them so much value that they want to share it as much as possible and make a purchase, right? And like say, hey, I actually don't need those like hiking pants, but I know you're hiking and this seems like the best thing you can ever buy for yourself, and just send this kind of recommendation when you're getting from friends are usually driving like sales like this. So the more content you have, even if the person who found it maybe are not like momentarily gonna buy it, but they're gonna remember. Like the more useful content you're giving them, they're gonna remember you. And yeah, they're gonna remember your brand, and whenever they need it, they're gonna come back. So that's the algorithm. How to optimize your Pinterest profile. So it's important that like you SEO optimize your content. You have to put the keywords in the name, in the description of your profile, in the description of your boards, in the description of your pins, in the name of the pin. So like when you have an image, right, and you're gonna add it as a pin, right, you click on the create button, you have to add a picture. The picture, you can name it like 123.jpg, or you can make a chocolate cake recipe.jpg. Obviously, if someone's searching for chocolate cake recipe, which the algorithm is gonna prefer, the 123.jpg or the chocolate cake JPEG? The chocolate cake, right? Because algorithm reads data, so you have to put the data there. So the name of the image, obviously make it smaller. I use the tinypng.com to make it smaller. You want your images as little as possible so they load faster. Then you have the description. In the description, just use all the SEO that you can, that what you want to rank for. There's a title, and then there's link, and sometimes there are also alt tags that you can use when you have a video. There are alt tags, and then alt tags are for everyone, tags are only for the videos, so you can use all of that. So yeah, that's the places where you can how you can SEO optimize your content. How to ensure your content will be found. So this is more about the setup, and that's what I'm gonna discuss in the next video. So thank you for listening. This was the how does Pinterest work, like the Pinterest one-on-one. So we spoke about the feed, the algorithm, how to optimize your Pinterest profile, and how to ensure your content will be found. So this one actually goes to the next. So see you in the next one.